Hello, everyone. There we go. We're on. We're going. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another exciting episode of Monster Interrupted, the Pathfinder 2nd Edition Abomination Vaults Adventure Path. 3 books, 1st level, 10th level, get out. Now, why did Paizo do such a short one? Well, I think it's because they rehashed the Ruby Phoenix tournament, maybe, and then that kind of starts at 10th level, because there has been hints in both books about going from one to the other. I don't know if the Phoenix tournament's being held nearby, but that's a long way off from us, because our characters are still 1st level. They've been trotting around Otari, and they've been going to investigate a swamp, a mysterious lighthouse built on a castle ruin well over 500 to 1200 years old in a swamp. We don't know why anyone put a lighthouse in a swamp. That is part of the lore that they're still looking into. It has a creepy vibe, a light that comes on in the middle of the night, and it is called by the locals, they call it the Gaunt Light Ruins. Our characters have met our starlet, wayward, wispy, elven tiefling, Rin Civics, who is put them in and out and back and forth. And every time they guys go in there, do a couple rooms, get the crap beat out of them, come running back in here or limping back here to get healing and whatnot. We've changed up some of the cast. We have our 3 big hitters. We have Troy Phillips playing our Goblin Witch. We have Corey Chazon playing our Dwarven Monk. We have Matt Spiegler playing our Orc Barbarian. But they're not all here tonight. Tonight I have a very special treat for you. Do you remember a couple episodes that Samantha Curl playing Belladonna missed? Do you remember a couple episodes that Troy Phillips missed? And what did we do? We had our Stargazer pull them aside and say, oh, you're going on a special mission. So tonight, this bonus episode, we are actually going to go back in time and talk to Troy Phillips about said mission. And as you can already see in my gallery shot, we have some very special guests. We recently, on Twitter, on Discord, and everywhere else, put out a casting call for cameos. If you are a podcaster playing 5th edition or want to break in the podcasting world, hit us up, rollmongers@gmail.com. Come to our Discord, find us on YouTube, anywhere you want to talk to us. And inside of a week or two, we've had quite a lot and a very positive response. And the people that, once we worked out schedules and what they're interested in and all that kind of thing, I've roped like 10 people. And we're going to meet some of them tonight, all varying levels. We even have one of our patrons here that always wanted to take a shot, right? We have DMs, we have GMs, we have actual podcasters here tonight with their own shows that we're going to plug. We have quite a wonderful mix. And I am so happy that these guys have stepped forward to fill our little casting call. I rang a little bell going, please come and cast. And I thought I'd get like 3 people. So the fact that I got like 10 and I'm pushing people away onto like weeks before is great. And what to do with you. So with 1st level characters, I know our guys are about to hit 2nd level, but with 1st level characters going around the room, let's start with 2-for-1 deal. Let's start with David and Katie from the Pathfinder 1st Edition Crimson Throne podcast, To Have and To Hold. Guys, welcome to the show.
Having to roll.
To Have and To Roll.
Yes.
Yep.
Which is a rip on to have and hold, right?
It's a play on that word.
It
Yes,
is a play
yes.
on to have and to hold.
What did I say?
To have and to hold.
Oh, I was already thinking about the pun.
It's all right. It's all right.
It's okay.
That's fine.
You wouldn't be the first.
Ladies first. Katie, who and what are you playing tonight?
I am playing Dandelion Sweetwind, a 1st level cleric of Kernunos. She is a half-orc, and she likes to heal people with her magic and shoot things with her bow.
Let's talk about your deity. I'm not familiar with that one. And I know me some Pathfinder, but the deity.
Kernunos is a sort of a little-known deity that is new to 2nd edition.
Okay.
He is a deity of the hunt. He is called the Horned Lord. And his whole deal is about protecting nature, helping people in the wilds, and we'll say strongly discouraging people who would exploit the wilderness for their own gain.
So move over. What's the guy? Erastil?
Erastil.
There's a new Maleki in town. Forgotten Realms plug.
This guy's like Erastil, but feral.
Okay. Putting David on hold because I can. Moving along, the ladies, let's talk to Dot, who is a GM in her own right, rocking a Snowball mic, proving that they're still relevant in the USB world. Hey, I did like 2 seasons of Star Wars on Snowball. It's fine. You got to lean into it to make it work. Dot, welcome to the show. Please tell us about your characters, plural.
Hi. So I'm Dot. Nice, short, sweet name. I'm going to be playing Aelwyn Galbear, who is known as the Wood Elf and is a summoner's summoner. 90% of her spells are summoning things.
A summoner's summoner? Is that like a gentleman's gentleman? You're a summoner's summoner?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure that we're on the same page there. Okay.
So she'll also be accompanied by her Fae Eidolon, Mary Lude.
Okay. Now, I don't actually, like, I just went out and bought a bunch more books for Fantasy Grounds, which are our sponsor. They don't talk to me anymore, but technically they're still our sponsor. No, I'm just kidding. But I had to get my hands on the Lost Omens, Ancestry Guide, started buying all these books. We don't have Secrets of Magic yet, and we don't have guns yet, but Secrets of Magic you have, and we sort of did a dry cut and paste and trusting your roles and that you know your stuff as a GM. So we're actually going to try and bring you a real life summoner tonight, even though, because I want to make sure that people aren't like drive themselves crazy on Steam going, hey, Jeff played a summoner. There was Dot. Where is it on Fantasy Grounds? How come I can't get... No, it's not. As far as I know, that book's not available yet, so don't kill yourself. We're doing some special cutting and pasting tonight for Dot. And because I'm not playing Age of Ashes and don't have my rules lawyer, Joe Gibson, we are going to rely on several guests tonight that are GMs in their own right to rules lawyer alongside of me. But yes, I am the GM. I do get final ruling. But because Pathfinder is brand new still, it's second edition, like it's only been out for 2 years, guys, and they're dumping brand new books. I think it's great that I can turn to Dot and say, how does this power work? What has changed? So my first question for you, Dot, is, are they still going with the basic pick a serpent, pick an avian flying thing, pick a humanoid, pick a quadruped?
Nope.
No?
Actually, summoners are a lot simpler. They give you several preset variables. So they're almost like having a minor player character, and you just choose from 2 different stat blocks per type.
Okay. Cool.
The main current types are demons, angels, fae, psychopomps, and then you can also choose some ghosts as well.
Okay, so they're kind of giving you like the generic terms that they use in the bestiary.
And beasts.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I'm going to hold off the introduction of your Eidolon when we actually get to the introduction of like you and what you look like. So moving around the room, still putting a put in David because I can. Let's flip the switch to a podcaster that hasn't really done actual play podcasts, but Joseph here, we've been having so many fun conversations and just filling each other's phones with texts on Discord the last couple of weeks. Please welcome Joseph.
Hi, how's it going? Yeah, I'm Joe. I do writing and like live streaming discussions for like film and stuff for Fandom Spotlight. I've been gaming forever, and I like Pathfinder First Edition was the big one we played for the last 9 years or so, to the point that we're still playing it whenever we do get the game. And yeah, I'm playing Grogtot, the changeling hobgoblin alchemist.
Cool. Now, if you want to email us and tell us where we can find the formula book, because we've had a hell of a time tonight with Joe trying to find the guy's formulas and some of the extra, but I'm sure it's coming in Fantasy Grounds.
But when I added the alchemist stuff to it, it's like there's a lot of this stuff you may just have to manually do. Like he gave me a bunch of warnings for it, and I'm like, oh boy.
Right on. Finally getting back to David.
Hello.
From the Have Into Roll podcast playing. He is the GM, and I found your podcast interesting because it's a one-on-one. Like Katie's playing like the whole party, not like a solo adventure. Yes. It's like you're the whole party and you're the GM. Just really quickly, what brought that idea about that you could pull it off? Because it was different, or was there like a quick little story behind that?
Yeah. So we were I run a Iron Gods adventure that has like a huge cast, right? It's a private game, so it's not like broadcast anywhere, but it has like 7 to 8 characters depending on the session. And one of the things that we've come to recognize both in that game and then in a lot of other games that we were running is the more people you have, the harder it is to find a time where everybody can always meet that always works for everybody. And we are, as we like to say, hopelessly addicted to Pathfinder. And we were like, we want to play a game where we can just play anytime we want. But we also were kind of going, but that means that we don't get to share it with any of our friends. And I was like, well, if only the two of us maybe could have like met as podcasters. And like we actually met each other through a podcast.
Yep.
And we were basically just said, well, let's just record the game and release it as an actual play podcast.
Whoa. You guys actually like met romantically through a podcast? There's like a
Yep.
Yes. Yeah, we met through a Red versus Blue fan podcast called The Shiznow.
Yeah.
And
like 10 years ago
like
now.
10 years ago.
Actually,
It was a Red
longer.
versus Blue. That's
12 years
close
ago.
now.
I was originally the guy doing the cover art for that show. And then I came on the show, and then I became the main audio editor, and then it became a network and all kinds of other stuff. And eventually Katie decided to like come around and meet everybody who was working on the show.
Mhm.
Little did I know, this was all an elaborate ruse to come and meet me and enchant me with her feminine wiles.
Yes, I have so
Aw.
many.
Many wiles.
Many wiles.
Yes.
Okay. So, and what are you playing
yeah.
tonight?
I am playing Anton von Koskerken. He is a human rogue. He is a bit of a spy. Although he's a spy of a new era. He's here for more a public relations thing, building alliances in the inner sea for his home Corvosa.
In Varesia.
Brissia. Yeah.
Varesia. Sorry. Yeah,
Okay.
calm
I
is
see.
fun.
I see. We have recognition of the Van Kaskerkens. So Anton is a von Koskerken, not to be confused with the Van Kaskerkens.
So you did that on purpose.
Couldn't possibly be associated with them.
Okay.
Anybody who's
Like,
who's run any of the Varisian adventure paths will be familiar with the Van Kaskerken family that always worms its way in. I am a von Koskerken.
This is why I put a pin.
Is that like a
This is why I put a pin in Dave, because he's as bad as me. You get him up on a soapbox and he just goes.
Yes, I can go forever.
is that like the Frankenstein?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, he's got
Actually,
it. Joe's
it
got
came
it.
about because we were starting. These characters were
Igor.
originally made for the collaborative event Smash Finder.
At the end of an episode, maybe not tonight, episode, after I run the credits, you know how like Marvel puts stuff on the bit? We're going to cut to Dave like long-windedly explaining this character concept and Joe
I could
Joe
go on forever
explaining
and
what
he
he
has
means.
an entire
Yeah.
story.
There we go.
I do. I do actually.
Now,
Here.
our mainstay cast, we do have Troy Phillips with us tonight playing our Goblin Witch Nargrim.
Hello.
That's enough out of you. And we have a
Fun.
very special guest. We have had podcasters and patrons cameo in several of our shows. And we've had very, very, very good success, whether it's something like sending the audio for a voiceover that I've edited in, or having someone live, or I've found a part like an interesting NPC, instead of playing them, shipping it off to that patron saying, hey, here you go, you know, you got a mic, let's go, and have them show up in the show, you know, usually Star Wars or the occasional podcaster or actual patron. And once again, I have a patron that's very excited. I really like Andrew's story because when he popped up in Discord, fell in love with the network, and bless you, sir, became one of our patrons. But that's not why he's here tonight. You know, this is not a pay to play. I just don't have any. He doesn't. Do you have a brand? Is there anything interesting about Drew that we can plug besides the fact that he pays me money to keep this all going? No.
No, that's all I got.
That's all he's got. Okay.
Disposable income.
Yeah. Please welcome Andrew to the show. He has brought, and I kid you not, new life to my Discord server because it had gotten rather tumbleweedish. And he and another one of our fans got in there, started asking questions, having conversations, and getting the cast and other patrons and fans involved in everything from rules to general to anime, and was the beginning a couple months ago of bringing new life into our Discord server. So thank you, sir. When he said he wanted to try this, I said, hell yes. Please welcome to the show, Drew.
Hey, everybody. I'm Drew.
Hey.
I just started tabletop gaming not too long ago. So that's why I'm asking a lot of questions of Jeff and everybody else. It's good to get the input of the GMs and everybody kind of doing that stuff. Today I will be playing a halfling investigator named Karam.
Right on. And now you've listened and watched at least our Age of Ashes, the Elven Portal, and you've watched myself fumble through the rules and listen to Joe Gibson religiously talk about them. So, give yourself some credit. Like, you should be a little bit more up on, it's not first day, beginner's box, kind of stuff. But I got a good feeling. About this guy. We'll see. Have I ever worked with any of these people before? No. Have I met them? There's been texting, there's been a phone call, and there's been a video chat with a couple of you. So recording this, not live, but recording this, it really is a Roll20 mix bag. I hope people show up for my game and get along kind of experience. But like I said, I promised a cameo and they're lining up. So we're not going one that gets thrown into the main cast. I'm going one cast member and digging up 4 or 5 at a time, and we are going to guns. So the scene, ladies and gentlemen, we're going back in time when Rin Svix, because I gotta say her last name, sent Nargrim off on a side mission. And he disappeared while the guys went back in the dungeon. So the scene comes down on the ball that is Galorian into the Interseed region, onto the island of Korthos, and does not go to Absalon, as it always goes for every other movie cutscene for a DM. It shifts slightly to the west, coming down a lovely little logging town called Otari. And near the coast, on the west side of the river, there is a lovely little tavern called... I know what you're thinking. They're about to meet in the tavern. I'm sorry. I apologize up front. There's nothing I could do at this point. It would just take too long. I mean, look how long the introductions took. It would just take too long. So suck it up. They're in a tavern. Deal with it. A lovely tavern named the Roddy Rockfish, whose proprietor, I will show the video audience now, I want to go with an upset or at least sad Sicilian grandmother or mother whose son hasn't married yet, even though she has 12 of them.
Oh my god.
Like, this is what I see in this lovely dwarf. She's wearing the blouse that comes up in, like, what do you call that? Like a cravat? The sort of collar that just fans up like a baby wears kind of thing.
The face she is making says, "Why haven't you given me grandchildren?"
Yeah, exactly. Ma, we've been trying, and you get this, that's nice, that kind of thing. Okay, well, I'm getting old, that kind of thing. Anyway, not pouting, drooping large eyes, shockingly short, curly, and reddish brown hair, something you don't usually see on a dwarf, a round cubic face, classic for the dwarven female, and a smock apron. Anyway, this lady holds down the rowdy Rockfish. You guys are expecting fun, a fight, something. One by one, but not together, you have filed in here because after hitting the dock or coming here by land and hitting the tent market square and getting supplies, settling in, getting a place to stay, needing a meal, the tumbles grumbling, off you go. Rin, one by one, again, have not met, but each has met her, our little stargazer, Elven Tiefling, has sent you here. And you guys are scattered about a room, enjoying a meal, not sitting at the same table. She did say that she had a messenger that would come your way sometime later in the day with work for you, possibly an adventure. So eager, probably expecting an epic party, short one person of your skill set, bursting through that room, that door. That's something. Well, this is really good potatoes. I mean, the woman looks sad, but have you ever had Sicilian potatoes? They're really good. Enjoying your meal, getting distracted, looking around the room at a bunch of... Well, there's the thing about Otari. Even though it is your country little yokel town, there's a lot of traffic of adventures because Absalon is literally like almost right there. And they are kind, openly welcome, doesn't care what you look like, don't care what race you are, serve everybody the same, almost even peskily tease you good-heartedly, like a corner gas station in a town as you go state to state kind of thing. That's the vibe you guys have gotten. A short, diminutive, did I mention he's not tall, figure comes into the room, a poncho covering him right down to his boots, and a large cowl. But because goblins went from the bestiary to mainstream characters, everybody knows a goblin when they see one. And a cat, a little black cat, comes in the room, surveys the tavern, walks directly over to our bartender, gets a drink, and addresses the cat openly, like it can understand its little meows, the entire time.
All right, Lisi. We've tried the bulbous bath. We've tried the surly sailfish. I think this is the last fish-based bar. I have to start taking notes. Hello, everybody. Rin sent me. Who here was sent by Rin? Who's waiting for me?
At this point,
I think that'd be me.
At this point, the halfling jumps up. There's a halfling like sitting right beside you. Like I said, he goes to the bar, gets a drink, turns around, just announces the whole bar. Immediately on his left, there's a halfling, spins around. Would you describe yourself, Drew? You're quick on the draw. He's been waiting. This guy's been quiet while we've been... Drew's the only guy that hasn't fantasy ground problems, audio problems. He's been patiently waiting. Quick on the draw. I like it. Drew, would you please describe what the goblin sees?
You would see a young halfling in his mid-20s, about 2 feet, 10 inches, light brown hair, kind of parted down the middle, and just kind of full of energy.
I will get you back off the mic a little bit, though. You're getting a little hot there.
How's that?
Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
Halfling, you, small person like me. Excellent. Okay, let's go. Let me start walking towards the door. Huh?
Hi. Hello. Hold on. I think you said Rin sent you.
Yeah, Rin sent me to get this guy.
I'm here for that job. Anton von Koskikin, Sable Company. I lay a badge on the bar.
Okay, so Goblin, you and the halfling hop down off your stools. You take 2 steps and you get cornered by a human who has ID. Would you please describe yourself? And there's a woman with him that kind of peeked around him because they came in together. Why not? Because married couples always know each other in gaming. It's a thing. Don't fight it. Please describe your character, David, and then Katie.
Okay. So, absolutely towering over the two of you, you will find a 5'8" human with pale skin, wearing a black leather doublet, and he has a black and red badge. It's black with a red anchor setting on it that he lays on the table as he says Sable Company. And he has goggles that are currently up on his head. From the look in his eyes, you get that his vision is more adapted to low light than most humans would be. And he bears this very rigid demeanor of a guy with purpose to be here.
Company man, right? Company man. His rolls up on it.
Company.
Okay. And
Anton von Koskikin, Sable Company.
There you go. You're under arrest. They like put up the hands.
No. Not like that.
Sorry.
We're different now.
Okay.
You might have heard about us fomenting regime change in the past few decades, but it's a new era.
Okay.
It's a new era.
Katie.
And then towering over Anton at 6'1" is a tall and almost a little bit willowy half-orc lady with wiry blonde hair, big blue eyes, a big smile on her face with cute little dimples and a couple tusks sticking out on her lower jaw. She is wearing simple clothes the color of autumn leaves. And she sort of nudges Anton out of the way and says, actually, though, we both got told by Rin that we're supposed to be here, so...
I love it. A giant with a high-pitched voice that was giggling the entire time he was laying down his badge. Is that what we're seeing?
Can't help but feel there must be some misunderstanding.
Another woman approaches.
Well, do you know these guys? And who are you? Who are you? Are you all coming with me?
I'm Dandelion, and
Anton von Koskigen. I work
oh
for the
my
same
god,
company.
and
Power girl?
yes,
Tall person. Okay.
And Dot
And-
joining the fray. Would you please describe?
Who's this other one?
Uh,
I'm so confused.
So before you
Start
sits a
taking
rather
notes.
youthful-looking elven girl. She has her entire right side covered in a cloak, while her left hand has her hand half raised with some trepidation. She seems quite unsure of her surroundings. Behind her stands a lumbering 7-foot figure of what appears to be a moving horse's skull. And from the skull down is just a white cloak with ornate ribbonry.
Nice, very good.
The creature's movements are ungainly. It almost looks as though it's being puppeteered from something, but you can see no feet underneath it.
that's very cool.
As this creature reveals itself, there is that sort of gasp, but the patrons don't seem to care that something that literally looks undead, and as you guys gauge it up and down, this thing does not give off an undead vibe. Like there is that crap, reaction of something animated but Wizards these days are always trying to show each other up and have something that stands out even more. But you get close to something that's made of negative energy, and even a regular person should have hair standing up their neck, and I'm telling you that this thing does not give off that undead negative vibe.
It actually gives off positive energy.
Cool.
Lucy, you see that thing?
From its maw
can we
is
summon one of
actually-
those next time?
From its maw is actually dripping potatoes, mashed potatoes.
He was trying to eat. You're just like, have a potato. Yeah, I was gonna go with the you can't allow your droids in here. Undead in here. So I'm just. Have you guys seen that anime, like the Bone Daddy joke, the magical thing? The guys, like, it's just a skull with a robe, and he gets the young girl, and he's a wizard, right? So this is what I'm picturing. Unfortunately, this is what.
It's pretty close.
Okay.
Let me actually send you an image.
So this thing wave at them. He's still got the mashed potatoes. He's still eating. Like you guys jumped up from the table, so it was eating like you, just going the num. It's like a Jeff Dunham puppet.
It was like a cat or some animal going into the mashed potatoes, except it's a horse's skull.
Okay. And it's just nomming away on food that's like falling out of its mouth, kind of, or through the jaw. Like, okay.
It seems to disappear in its maw, but some of it still goes past.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gragut.
And
Okay, this is a
There's an image of its head.
this is a moving conversation. As like I said, they're getting cornered, and the like yes, no, wait type of thing. Your only shot at this, because suddenly everyone jumped up and said they were Spartacus, is to block the door. Or what do you do?
I'm not gonna block the door, but I am gonna kind of stand between all of them. Like I think I'm supposed to go as well. The elf with the horns sent me. That is Rin, correct? I imagine many people have that name.
Nope,
That's the
just
Ren I
one.
talk to. So.
And I am Grogtot is wearing like a bunch of like haphazardly put together pieces of clothing, draped over what can only be explained or suggested as like cobbled together padded armor, with bright orange skin and bright purple eyes. Not so much that they're glowing, but you can definitely tell even in lower light that the color is there.
Oh, right on.
I think I'm supposed to be here too. I was speaking with the elf with the horns. That is Ren, correct? She's I imagine many people might be named Ren.
Nope, just one. I only know one.
Oh. Then I am supposed to
one.
be here as well.
Okay,
And
so
I am Grogtot. I patch people that get hurt. That is what I do.
Is your race obvious, Grata?
I am a hobgoblin, but I don't look like a normal hobgoblin due to the changeling lineage.
Okay.
So I am before you stands a nearly 6 foot humanoid. He's never really measured. And he's got bright orange skin and bright purple eyes. He has his cloak covering his hair, but you can see the little green hair kind of coming out from it.
Okay. Do you have the classic goblinoid like teeth and slightly pointed ears like
Yes.
the hobgoblin? Okay.
Yeah, but again, it's just the face you can see. Everything else is kind of concealed by a hood.
Okay. Would you just
Dandelion,
sorry, I just
upon hearing that you patch people up, is gonna hold up her hand and go, "Healer team, yeah."
I will Grogtot will awkwardly high five.
I can also do that too.
Oh yeah, do
She
you wanna?
she
Okay.
weekly high fives.
Awesome.
Okay. Do you guys just want to fight right now, and I'll take the winner?
What?
I don't think that would be necessary.
Well, I mean, like, I'm gonna have to. We could fight outside. I can't fight in here.
It's
Yeah,
a bar.
it's-
You're supposed to
it's
fight
not-
in a bar. It doesn't. No.
Yeah, I mean, it is.
Have you
It
not heard
doesn't
the
end well
tropes?
when Mary
We're supposed to meet
fights
in the
inside.
tavern. We fight in the tavern. Okay. Okay.
Nargrim, Lucy starts batting at your cuff, right, and starts
No.
counting on paw fingers like Rin more than
What?
you must have missed it,
What?
but
Okay.
like multiple is fine. Cat shake his head
Okay.
at you like
1
no.
minute. Just a second. You sure? They are bigger. And we're small. Okay. You can all come with me.
You guys
Okay.
Over to whoever's
You-
the closest. Is he talking to his cat?
He's talking to his cat, and the cat, it just looks like it wants attention. Bats at him, meows at him, holds up a paw like it wants to be fed. He's having a conversation with his little witchy patron cat, and the cat's like, "Look, dude, Rin said this."
Who is a baby? Oh my gosh, is it you? Is it you?
That's Lucy. Short for Lucifer. So she's a furry little devil. And she says you can all come with me. So
Wait,
let's
she
go.
said that?
Yeah. Right?
I'm glad that we check out. I suppose. Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's good to have a couple
my
more
gosh.
big shields.
Anton the cat likes me.
He says to Nargrim, "Can't be any worse than those other two morons that you hang out with all the time." Fresh blood, yeah. Can we have the bird? Can we have the bird back, please? Earlier on, she met a Tengu in one of our cameos, and the cat just went nuts. Giant bird, like, gimme. Right? So Lucy's like,
mouse.
I'll trade all this new party of Spartacuses for that bird guy. If you can, no? Okay, we'll just go. I'm sure Rin wanted, Anyway, Nargrim, Troy,
Yes.
Rin wanted you to go to, now that you've finally got the right fish bar, and find someone that she had contacted. You just assumed it was one. Lucy assures you it's several. And take them to the Osprey Club, the Crook's Nook, and Rin actually just kind of mentioned some sort of guild and talked to Yasmira. She has a job for you. And these replaceables, expendables. Is there a new word for a brand new movie we can just brand right now? Dependables?
Repeatables.
Distinguishables?
The distinguishables, yes, sir.
No, I said extinguishables.
Oh, extinguishables. I was going to say distinguishables because beside our generic 5'8" human, who only has his voice going for him, you guys kind of stand out. I got to say, but doesn't every party these days? Anyway, Cat reminds you, Crook's Nook, Yasmira is the job. You found them. Shall we go? You gonna finish those potatoes? Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay.
Now.
Yeah, Mary's gonna make a mess out of the bowl of potatoes and knock it to the ground as he tries to eat it.
Is your horse okay?
I thought it was you. You're
It
talking about the
was.
Eidolon. I was like, just
Nope.
that's your kid. Oh, wait a minute. Can we-
There's like a little bit of a conflict between what your friend is trying to eat and its total lack of cheeks.
Yeah. Mary's a bit special.
Mary, we love you. Can you come with us, please?
It gives a deep, raspy breaths and in a very deep tone speaks some Sylvan.
Oh, I have no idea what it just said.
It breaks an interpretive dance. That's actually Sylvan in our campaign. Sorry. Long
That's fair
story.
enough.
Long story. It's just.
Oh boy.
So I love the skull. Like she's not kidding. There's just no throat or anything. Like the elongated teeth are just chattering away, and yeah. Get this earthy, breathy voice from nowhere. You kind of hear those child whispers. Yeah, oh yeah.
Its eyes, or the sockets that make up its eyes, glow slightly when it speaks.
Interesting.
Just a wee bit of. Nah.
Is Mary okay though? Does Mary get enough nourishment?
Mary's very sick. She's a regular person. She's very ill. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, usually it does well when it has some wine and food and beer. He was a bit disappointed when I brought him along. He heard the name Aelwyn, and he kind of stopped at ale.
I would imagine that would be disappointing if you wanted ale, yes.
Okay.
You are obviously not ale.
At this point, the goblin and the halfling have left you guys behind. They're out the door chatting away.
Oh, wait.
Let's
Yeah, they'll hurriedly catch up.
The Crook's Nook. Okay. Now, I know where the Crook's Nook is, but I'm the leader. I need to make sure you're competent enough to lead us to the Crook's Nook yourself. Do you know where it is?
Clever role playing, but terrible dead air because now they're all going to look at the map.
Sorry, who are you asking?
I'm assuming the halfling that's
Someone
out
wants
there
to
with
answer.
No, I don't know where it's at all. I've just gotten here.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit fresh off. Actually, and Anton goes through like the little spend your summer in Otari travel pamphlet that he has.
Hey, that's
on the river.
Those are my notes. That's the gnome jargon Whitmore, the guy in
It's
episode
number
0. He published that.
Okay.
That's my book. That's my guess here nicely.
Yeah.
Summers in Otari.
Tanton. Number 11 on your map there. You got your map? Number 11.
I got
number 11.
Yeah.
I think you're holding it upside down.
Oh,
Wait, you guys have numbered maps?
you know, in Corvosa we never put
Number
north on
11.
our maps.
Yeah.
And away we go. Lead the way.
There's only 3. They sold out before because they're handwritten. They sold out before Dot got to the shop.
You could buy them in Absalom fairly easily, but I was poor.
Yeah, is the going rate for any remember 50 gold pieces for like a decent map in first edition? I wonder what the going rate is.
God.
It was terrible. Moving east.
For
Sorry, go ahead.
So for 5 copper, I have just a scribble of a town. I think it's here.
Like you threw 5 copper at like a street urchin. Boy, draw me this town. Get scribbles. There you go. Thank you. 17 on the map, heading east, either road, north or south of it, wraps around to the river.
Uh-oh.
And upon the bridge, nestled under it, but upon it, around it, is a quaint little place called the Crook's Nook. And right on the river it's perched, and its specialty is seafood. We enter, and it has that, what I would like to call overture lighting. Like there's ambient lighting, right? And it's not shadowy and mysterious. It's just that type of thing where you walk into the room and they've curtained certain windows or whatever. So you can still see the room clearly. Your eyes adjust instantly. There's no real shadow or hiding, but it does have that sort of comfortable dim light setting in this place. You guys can hear the river flowing underneath you. And there is that sort of quiet murmur that stops. And you hear screeches of chairs as several people, mostly humans, wearing brown leather, no reason, turn to regard you.
I'm gonna slowly pull my plague mask over my face.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Did you just take us to a romantic tavern?
We're here to see Yasmira. Rin sent us.
Sorry, just you guys.
We weren't given a password, but I'll try to guess it.
You guys say stuff and I picture stuff like the halflings just pushing the goblin like, oh, you, instead of somewhere romantic. They just regard you not coldly, but just, flatly, the goblin pushes forth and announces that Rin sent. He's asking for Yasmira, and then they all just kind of turn back to their drinks. Do you guys look for a table? Go to the bar? You're just going to stand here in the doorway? What do you want to do?
Nice crowd.
She'll have Aylwin will have Mary procure a table. Well, she'll get some food and drinks for everyone.
Okay, this thing just stomps over to a table and looks down at its patrons, and they just leave the table. And then it just turns triumphantly back to its owner.
I'm going to follow Mary, and as they start walking away, I'm just like, sorry. Sorry.
They don't run away scared. They just kind of get up like, all right, just get up and go off. Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry. Thank you. I'll sit down with Mary at the table.
I think you apologizing is actually creepier than the skull thing, but that's great. You see this at the front of the line, and then he's at the back going, sorry. So anyway, yeah, table. You guys all head over?
Yeah.
I'll turn to Karam before. Hey, Karam. You look like a smart guy. Do you know who Yasmira is? Do you know what she looks like?
No, I've only just gotten here.
Did Rin tell you anything at all about the quest?
Oh, Anton gets his voice up. I've heard that there's a thieves guild here.
You ever talk in a theater? You ever talk in a theater and the guy in front of you just kind of looks over like, dude, you're spoiling the movie.
It's on.
Oh,
I just it's part of my dossier on the town. There's a thieves guild in the attic.
Okay.
So we just need to get an introduction with those people.
I think.
What do you mean, those people?
Thank you, because I was going to say that if you didn't. Dot, is your Eidolon, does it function as it follows and does what you do? Like if you sit, it sits? Or does it just sort of wait for, like, it got the table, it's standing at the head of the table, it turns and faces you, these guys all fly on the table, now it seems to be standing there like a bodyguard? Or does this creature have a tendency to mimic your habits?
It's a pretty independent creature. It just can't stray more than 100 feet from me.
Oh, awesome. Then it just starts clearing tables. It just moves to the next table and stares at them until they freaking move.
All right,
lots of room for everyone.
Every time he does that, he looks up expectantly towards Aylwin.
Yeah. Is this enough?
More like a dog saying, like,
yeah,
this is good. This is good. I did good, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I could see him tactically clearing a circle wider and wider out from the table we're at.
I'm so into doing the actions to help Dot, but unfortunately this is a podcast, so I can't just. The tables aren't that big. This is the thing. So it clears a table that barely holds 3 people, and there's a bunch of you, so it just moves to the next table. So now we have 2 tables for 6 that you can kind of put together. And
Dandelion is going to start pushing tables together.
I'll get the other one and help.
Oh, yeah. Again, the whole place stops dead as there's that horrible sound of a half-orc just...
sorry.
Elwyn's going to return sometime later with a round of drinks.
Awesome. You go buy drinks. And by the time she gets back, a human woman with dusky skin, long black hair, and piercing green eyes just appears. Like, you guys look, oh, drinks, and you guys are all like, like when a waitress brings, not that you're a waitress, but when the food comes, the whole table goes, and they're all like looking for their order kind of thing. There's that moment of distraction. And when she goes, gives you guys the drinks, sits down, and moves out of the way, this woman stands before you. And she's literally making the shush noise at the half-orc. that you see in the picture, there's that...
Dandelion looks up from her 3 mugs of spiced ale. Oh, hi.
Turns to the goblin.
Hi.
Rin sent you. You have, I would assume, a message for me, but And then she just kind of looks at each one in turn, appraisingly. Perhaps she's answered my summons.
Mary's just focused wholeheartedly on his ale.
Just pouring it through again. It just goes all. Did he have like a bib for this creature or something? Just like, you know, the laundry bill alone.
You see a strange claw come out and take the glass and use it.
I'm guessing. Does this creature have any way of retaining fluids or food?
Yes, it would.
Okay. So despite the obvious, like, through the jaw, whatever, and maybe splashing in the neck or area under the cloak, there's something going on that he's not leaving puddles. This is my concern.
Yeah.
Okay. Mess eater.
It kind of mysteriously vanishes.
Oh, okay. Cool. So sustenance does. Okay.
Oh. Never mind the bone horse. Rin just sent us here to look for, I'm assuming, you. So, do you have a message for us? There's not a lot of communication, I'm sorry.
I have a job for you.
Oh. Awesome. All of us or just me?
Well,
It's going to be awkward if it's just for you.
the
Yeah.
more the
Go
merrier. She.
I don't want to die.
Anyway,
okay. Everyone's invited.
She scoots in, and in the third person, not because I've forgotten what accent I gave her in the first episode, no, not at all. She scoots in and she lays out a couple of facts. Foolishly, some of her co-workers, we'll call them, decided to get their hands on a boat and explore a certain part of the Gauntlet ruins. There is a boathouse, and apparently buried underneath the boathouse are some warrens with some never yet to be discovered treasure. The woman rolls her eyes. It seems that her thought of this place has been picked over. There is the famous... Can I have a society check? Anyone? Anyone? Everyone?
Yeah.
Let's roll some.
I have a 0 to society, so
I am trained in society.
Oh my god, let's roll some dice.
Rolling dice? What is this? A role-playing game?
Yeah.
See, I got on 11.
Got a 13.
Okay. Now, if you're untrained, Nargrim, let me know
let's roll for Dandelion.
that you're untrained by unmuting and.
I'm untrained, but I had a +4, so I had 18.
No,
Yeah,
just
Dandelion's
just
untrained.
for the new cast. So, like I say, give me society.
Okay.
Someone goes 11. You're gonna say 18 untrained, and you just throw that untrained. So there's a difference in the DC, that kind of thing, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
because you're 8.
So 9 untrained.
Yeah, 9 untrained for Dandelion.
There's no such thing. All right. So.
And one thing that's really fun is Eidolons can also roll
Yeah, go
for skills.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
2. So now this thing understands your commands. Does it speak a language or something that you understand?
Yes, it speaks languages. It speaks Common.
Oh, sorry, Sylvan. You mentioned
and
Sylvan.
Sylvan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you said like a breezy rasp, is this like Harry Potter speaking like, you know, was it Slytherin? No. Parseltongue. Thank you. Is that what we're going for? Like an actual voice sounding raspy, or is it like that special effect, like shh, like, you know, that kind of thing? Like, is it other?
It's like a voice sounding raspy.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
okay.
I guess
so
like Parseltongue.
it is coming from this creature. It's not like an ambient mystery. Okay. Okay. So Mary gets a 2 and just shakes its head at you. And you guys are all contemplating the Rose Guard.
That's my specialty.
Yeah. So she offhandedly mentions the Rose Guard. Since then, long history, town named after one of its members. That rune has been long picked over. My coworkers are fools for going out there and risking how dangerous that place is.
Hey,
No offense, she said. Immediately turning on the goblin as soon as he says, hey, no offense. They haven't come back. They're missing.
We should help them.
It's my job to look after my people. So I would like you to bring back to me evidence of their demise, fruits of their labors. Let me know if they've gone off to, Glorian's version of Nebraska with a treasure. They've been gone too long. Days upon days. So I know where they went. I know how they got there. I don't know what's happened to them. And my people are... And she looks around disappointedly at some of those dudes that are all like, no, like you get down in their drinks, like boss is watching, are ill-equipped for that type of, shall we say, scouting mission. Would this interest you?
How long have they been gone?
What does it pay?
Several days ago. And if you can find out what happened to them and bring them back. And she just pulls out a piece of paper and writes a figure and passes it to the goblin. Because you said how much?
Okay, so I'll look at it and read it.
It's 50 gold. Not silver. Gold. For those of us stuck in first edition, it's like offering 50 platinum. Because silver is the new gold.
Nice.
I can't say that enough. Silver is the new gold. Black is the new orange.
So-
Silver is the new gold.
Do I look?
There's
I look
inflation, am I right?
Yeah.
It's
What can you do?
each.
Isn't it deflation, Anton?
I don't know.
Those
I'm
that
not an economist.
those that partake in saving my people, you guys split it. 50 gold.
Well,
Important question. Does that mean I split it with Mary, or...
Mm,
only if the cat gets a share.
Lucy, want some gold?
Let me put it this way. Those who walk back in through that door with my people will be handed one sack with that much in it. You can decide amongst yourselves who's more deserving of what share.
And then we started killing each other. Nothing personal, kids.
Record scratch, and that's when things went south.
Yeah. Was it the meme where they play the roundabout song? Just something's about to happen and they freeze it and then they play the music.
Yes.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, yes.
Exactly. 50 gold. Find her people. 4 of them.
4 peoples.
Yep.
Gotcha.
And start.
Sounds good.
And I know they were trying to investigate the boathouse on the back of the ruins of Gaunt. What do you say?
I would
Well,
like
I'm
to go
in.
look for them.
I mean, they went through all the trouble to get us here. We might as well.
This is right up my
I think
alley.
that would
Let's
be a
go.
great start to building relationships with the city.
Okay.
Well, I don't have another better way to spend a Sunday.
Okay. So
So much talking. Okay, everybody who's in, put their hand up.
because that works so well on a podcast. Thank you, Troy.
Yes, I have my hand raised.
I am also
Okay.
raising my hand.
Broke and excited, all of you start
Right.
talking over each other. However, when she asks, Mary starts shaking its head no until Elwyn says, I've got nothing better to do, and it immediately starts shaking its head yes.
Incredible. Well, I think that's Mary saying that Mary doesn't want to share the gold.
That's awfully presumptuous. Mary could use a new robe.
The little bone claw comes out and just
Maybe like a
clutches
napkin?
it tighter. Mary does look at Elwyn like, do we really need to deal with these people?
I mean, we kind of were told to help out.
Okay.
I mean,
Just before the scene fades out, and we'll come back in later, there is that sort of everyone's talking, excited, making plans, who's going to go, and only Elwyn seems to hear the raspy voice of Mary as he says, accidents happen. And we will see you all next time on the Monster
boy.
Interrupted podcast, Pathfinder 2nd
Great
Edition. Say,
Time travel edition.
say goodnight, Karam.
It's great.
Have a good night.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much
Yeah,
for having
that was
us.
fun.
I look forward to the next session. We're going to get into some combat. It's been wonderful meeting all of you.
It's been fun. I'm excited.
I look forward to
That's good.
additional sessions. Hopefully, I'll be able to get a lamp over to
Yes.
like in front here, so we're so this stops happening.
Yeah.
Look,
Okay.
I'm doing a stealth check.
So-
We've
succeeded on my-
miscast you. You need to be playing Mary.
I've succeeded on my stealth check.
I will admit I do like being able to do the dance and actually disappear.
I'll bring a puppet next time, just so you guys can know when Mary's talking and when it's Mary talking.
A skull that clicks its teeth would be awesome.
I love.
So cozy, buckets of dice, you know me, I'm gonna write all these actions down. Blowing bubbles below, see camping next to coyotes, I don't wanna die, let's head back to town. Let's head back to